So Ed, obviously we're here filming in the UK, but I think it would be really useful to talk a little bit about our global reach, some of the clients we work with, and some of the experiences we've created.
Yep, so we're sat here in our offices in the UK. We're actually just outside Exeter in Devon in the southwest of the UK, but we service events globally. Around 60% of our work's in the US, but we also cover events in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, all over the place. And what we find is that we can actually use those time zone differences to our advantages. So, for example, if we are working on an event with our US team in Boston, it's a meeting, it finishes at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Boston time, we can take the records from that meeting, send them back to our UK edit suites, have them worked on in the UK time zone overnight in the US, and have edits ready for compliance first thing in the morning in the US. So it allows us to be very flexible with where we work. We can take advantage of either team to get the best out of the time zones.
Yeah, no, it works really, really well. I've seen it in action. And in terms of the clients, obviously we work a lot with financial organisations. Could you just share a little bit about the other kind of industries and sectors we work with?
Yeah, sure. And a large portion of our work is finance, private equity, that sort of thing. A large range of other corporate events ranging from pharmaceuticals, and we actually started out in pharmaceuticals. Our first platform was built for a pharmaceutical company. Sure. Through tech companies, and we do some work in sports, which is a nice, I suppose, counterpoint to the corporate work we do. So we work with a couple of large global sailing events. We've worked with the Volvo Ocean Race and SailGP, producing digital broadcasts for those. A broad range of things, and doing work in different sectors allows us to upskill and bring technology across from other worlds. So graphics or signal transit, it's all part of what we do, and I think it's good to touch other sectors because it keeps our horizons are broad and we don't get too macro focused on one set of technology. We're aware of what else there is in other markets, and sport is where a lot of the big developments are happening, certainly in hybrid tech and signal transit.
So we've touched on hybrid actually, and just to segue into that, I mean, you were probably closer than anyone in terms of how hybrid has been serviced and delivered a few years ago to how it's looking now. It might be quite good just to see how you've seen that change over those last few years.
Yeah, so we started out in a purely hybrid world. We'd never done a fully virtual event until the pandemic, as it turns out. Yeah. We were always providing a remote participation platform for people who couldn't attend a physical event. Now, pre-pandemic, we were providing a solution for people to attend events remotely, but it was at a limited number of quite exclusive events. And I think delegates' expectations were that they attended the in-person event, and if there was a hybrid or remote attendance option, that was nice, but it certainly wasn't something that was a given.
Yes.
If your company conference was 3 days in Hamburg, you took the week out of your diary, travelled, spent 3 days there, travelled back, and that's just what you did. I think the way people live and work has changed. People working from home, working remotely, and also the way people expect they can attend events has also changed. Now people assume that there will be a hybrid attendance option at an event. It's, if you have that same conference in Hamburg for 3 days and your daughter's birthday's on the second day of that, you go, okay, it's all right, I'll attend online and I'll catch up with the sessions that I missed afterwards.
Sure.
You don't think, I wonder if it's going to be online. You assume it's going to be. And I think events that aren't online are missing that opportunity. And we service a lot of purely in-person events as well as hybrid events.
I was just going to throw in a slightly unusual question maybe. I suppose you're the CEO of Inconf, but you're also quite close to seeing events being executed, having the teams come back and talk about the success they've created. That's quite a roller coaster when you're delivering and supporting events. But there's also an incredible high of achieving that success for clients. And because we get repeat business, I just wondered if it'd be lovely just to hear what you find most enjoyable about being part of the events industry and supporting the clients.
It's fun to work in a project-based environment where you have the planning stage, the build-up, the delivery, and then the party afterwards.
Yeah.
But of course, most of the events we work on, whilst the events industry, is that events are project based. So you get the planning, you get the build up, you get the excitement of the live event itself, and then the high afterwards when everything's gone well and you can do the debrief and it's all great. But events as a project also extend into the next event. So we can take the learnings from the first event into next year's event, and we can also pull that together into any other events we might be doing for the same company in between. And that's where our platforms or content hubs really do tie everything together.
Yeah.
They give a sense of consistency for delegates that are attending, but also the clients get to know us, they work with us, we learn how they work, they learn how we work.
Yeah.
And we operate as a partner, not as a supplier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think having that relationship is invaluable to both parties in that business agreement, I guess, because we're invested in them beyond their events in a way. It's morphing into that sort of relationship space. So thank you.
No worries.